of different applications like that throughout the year. Host, you have to pay to participate in. My program, the career development program, you have to pay a fee to apply for it. So we think, you know, one of the things we're exploring for membership is discounts on those applications. So we think artists are already going to spend money on these things. Offering a discount on these things kind of pays for the membership in a way if they actually apply to these things. So that's one thing. Access to individual career counseling sessions. Now, we already do this. It's just we don't have a formalized process for it. Honestly, if any artist calls me up and says, I want to meet with you and talk about my career, I'll meet with them. Or my colleague will meet with them. Now, some people you'll do that and then they want to meet with you 7 times. So it's a little bit much. Other people don't even know that we do this. So part of it is we want to advertise that we do this and then find a way to have some earned income around it. So people can be a member and then not pay for the service itself, or they can just come and pay for the service itself. Also, we want to have a discount on the lecture series that we do. Like I said, there's the lecture series. That's 9 lectures a year that they could have a discount on. They will also get visibility on our website. They'll have a web page on our website where they can put their own images, their artist statement, their bio. And we'd like for them to have some kind of process where they can upload their own events. We want them to be totally driven by them. Upload their own stuff, fill in their own information. And also then to have a listing service for exhibitions for artists. They can promote their shows, promote their work, but they would upload all material themselves. So what we find is I do a newsletter that I generate every month just for fellows. It's a nightmare. Just even for there's 200 fellows and then 25 advisors and then our board. Doesn't sound like that much, but when you get an email from this person, all of a sudden I've got 50 emails that I have to format into a newsletter every month. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is just tedious. It takes a lot of time. It's just wasted time. And it's not as up to the minute as it could be for the artists if they're doing it themselves. Because if they miss my deadline, they're not in the newsletter. If they can just do it themselves, it's on the website anytime they want. They also have more control. Their stuff can be more up to date. And when it's not, I don't hear about it because it's their responsibility. I hear that a lot. Well, my stuff is old. It's well, you haven't sent me images in 7 years. So send me some images, I'll put new stuff up. So the idea is so that it's a fresher site. There's something new to see there often. And that the artist gets a benefit from the membership. Not all artists also have websites. So sometimes artists, they might have a website and they want to use this presence on our site to drive people to their site. Or they might not have a site at all and they're going to use our site as their place to have artwork online. So it really depends. But that's the idea is to have all the artists who are already getting all of our services free to kind of be more connected to the community, to have our fellows who finish the program stay connected to the community, and just build the community as an artist community, even more so. So then, I think we talked about visibility and membership pretty much. And then in terms of capture, like I said, we do a ton of programming offsite from here. So you saw when you walk in here, you can sign a sheet if you want to be on our mailing list. But that's a portion of the people that actually walk through the door that sign a sign-in sheet. We do exhibitions, artist talks, programs, offsite all over the city, thousands of people. Philadelphia Open Studio Tours has 30,000 people who come to it. Also, myself and my other colleagues, we meet with other people at other organizations all the time. Other arts organizations, businesses, social service organizations, who we interact with all the time and don't necessarily have a way to capture that information, get it into our database, and use it successfully in terms of email blasts or Facebook or any other kind of social media. We do very little snail mail anymore because of the cost, but we have about 7,000 people on our mailing list for snail mail, and we only have about 3,000 people on our email list, and we have about 1,500 people on our Facebook. We are interacting with tons of people all the time. One of those Children's Hospital exhibitions gets 40,000 people through it. First Friday in the summer alone, if we have a show there, it gets 5,000 people on a First Friday. So we're not getting all these people who are interacting with our exhibitions, our artists, our services, and having any way to really communicate with them again and keep them invested and interacting with our organization. So we really like to think about a way to capture that information and integrate it into our database and our system in a way that isn't just me getting a business card from somebody and typing it into my my system. Because I'm actually pretty good about that, but you don't always get a business card from somebody. I used an example with James about a class where, I had a class with a number of people, and we were all discussing my organization. Everybody's interested in it. I had all their contact information, but I didn't feel like I could just drop them into my database because there's certain best practices with email stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of sticky. I feel like I meet people all the time like that, and I don't feel that I can really put them in our system in that way. There's no sort of flow of that. So that would be really helpful, because I think part of our visibility problem is exactly that. It's that people touch our organization through an exhibition, through a social services program, through Open Studios, but then they're gone again, and we don't have that sort of return touch with them until they decide to come back. And I know the retail world is really good at this. And an example I'll give you that of an organization that I think did a good job with this. The Mann Music Center, which most of you are probably familiar with. A couple years ago I went there. It was like a family day, something like that. And on their website, you didn't need a ticket. Tickets were free. But you needed to register online for some reason. I don't remember why, but I did. And then I get stuff about the Mann Music Center all the time. So I'm sure there was some box check that if I didn't uncheck it, I got stuff. So, something like that was kind of smart. It's free. There's no need to register, really. Why did I do it? I never registered for things. Why did I do it in that particular instance? Did I think I was, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why that worked on me. But it was really successful. My colleague, the same thing. She forwarded it to me. I'm going to this cool thing at the Mann. You want to bring your son and we'll hang out there? Sure. And then I registered. Now I get stuff from the Mann all the time. So anyway, just as an example of sort of things to think about. Does that make sense? James, anything you want me to add or touch on that we haven't?
I think you've covered most of it.
Okay.
I think we're okay. Okay.